Welcome to Eldora Speedway for round 8 of the Saskatchewan Stock Car Racing Championship. Tonight we are doing something completely different. As you may see, we are running the sprint cars on a dirt track tonight, and that is a first in the Saskatchewan Championship. But we are looking forward to seeing what this is going to be like. And let's see here. We have no cars on the track currently here in practice. We have a few more minutes of practice to go. So let's bring up some race information here. The Eldora Speedway is a little bit less than half a mile long, 0.44 of a mile. We have a nice evening here tonight, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 65% relative humidity under a partly cloudy sky with no wind to speak of. And the track temperature on dirt is really not that relevant, but it looks like we're going to be slinging some mud and some sand around tonight. We're going to be doing 10-lap heats tonight. We're going to be doing a 15-lap last chance qualifier or consolation race. During the heats and the consolation race, the yellow laps will not count. And then we're going to do a feature race of 50 laps in which I'm fairly sure the yellow laps will count. Tonight's race is in the Saskatchewan Stock Car Championship is brought to you by Limitless Design. You will see David Rockwood's car is being sponsored by our race sponsor Limitless Design. So check them out on Facebook or on the internet. We have some cars coming back on track here, so let's take a quick look at what we can expect tonight. It looks like Kelly Admiral is currently still the quickest driver on the track here in practice. We're going to be doing qualifying, obviously, as well before we get into the heat races. And if I am not mistaken, we're going to be doing the best of 3 laps for qualifying. Qualifying will be individual for the drivers. Between the consolation race and the feature, we'll have a short warm-up session as well. 5 minutes for the drivers that have been sitting still for a little bit to get back in the groove of things. There you see Thomas McGregor in the number 75, and that is one of your championship favorites. Let's bring up your championship standings as we are going into this race. There you have him. Thomas McGregor is currently leading the Saskatchewan Championship with 287 points. Jeremy Brooks is second with 272, and then tied with Ray Murnau, also 272 points. Then we have Kevin Dick with 265, Kelly Admiral 239, Rob Naismith 228, Carson Nagy 223. Then it's Kyle Steckley, last week's winner. He is in the 8th position with 212 points. Then it's Tom Quering with 196. Matthew Shirley rounds out your top 10 in the point standings with 184 points. So as you can see up top there, it is all still fairly close together, and the championship is still wide open. And next week at Five Flags, we'll be concluding our championship here for the Saskatchewan Stock Car Series. All right, so we are going into qualifying right now, and as said, they will be qualifying individually. They'll get 3 laps. Let's see if we can find anybody out there already. There you have it. Ernie Ludwig is already out there. It looks like David Rockwood is already out there. Wally Wilson, Kevin Dick, Ray Murnau, Jordan Dalsgaard, they're all out there trying to get a few good laps in, and they'll have to do so within 5 minutes. And then we'll be moving on to
Mark,
the heat
you got
race.
a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Jordan? How you doing, Jordan? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jordan?
Yeah, I got you. Are you live?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing very well. I assume you're live on YouTube right now?
Yes, we're already live. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, it should be a good night tonight. I don't know if you've already talked about it a bit. I just turned on the broadcast, but should be a fun race with this track slicking up pretty quick. It seems like. Hopefully, it holds together for 50 laps in the future.
Yeah, I've been looking at the practice a little bit, and this is not an easy thing to do for some of these drivers. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on tonight. We've got a good field too. We've got 19 cars here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if that's 19 including me. I was gonna bump the feature to 20, and I probably should have because the LCQ is kind of going to be pointless, but I'll get some of those guys some extra laps and the broadcast some extra racing.
Yeah, it looks like some of them could definitely use that. So,
Yep, I was actually surprised at how I run the 305s a lot, which is obviously a smaller engine, but these 360s they got a little bit more bang.
yes, it looks to me like it's got a lot of power on a little bitty track like this. It's going to be hard for them. I'm fairly sure of that.
Yeah, it should be good. So you have a great broadcast. I might pop in here and there.
All righty, we'll talk to you later, Jordan. All right, folks, that was Jordan Berry, the organizer and race director for the Saskatchewan Stock Car Championship. It looks like we've had pretty much everybody out on the track, and it looks like it's Kelly Admiral posted the quickest lap time here with a 14.43. Then it's Matthew Shirley, Thomas McGregor, Jeremy Brooks, Kevin Dick, Colin Evernham, Brendan Just, Carson Nagy, and Ray Murnau. And then in 10th spot, it's Brody Crow. In the that rounds out your top 10 here in qualifying. The final moments are taken away. Oh, we have another 2 minutes of waiting to do here. So let's see if we can look around here a little bit. You can see the pit lane over there. The entry is kind of tight, so I don't think these guys in these cars will be using the pit lane very much unless they really need to. Let's see if we still can find Brendan just here. It looks like he's still in the pit lane, and it looks like the paints are a little slow to load up tonight. That'll sort itself out quick enough, I'm sure. All right, so about a minute and a half to go before we go into the first heat, and that's always a little puzzling to me how they put these heats together, but it looks to me like we're going to at least be doing 2 heat races here. And you heard Jordan Berry also explain that this is something different they wanted to throw in there this season, and the 360 sprint car is a pretty high-powered car. It's got a lot of bang. It's got plenty of power for these guys. And as said during the practice sessions, we did see some guys getting into a little bit of trouble here and there. For some of these drivers that are not used to dirt, this might be taking a little bit of getting used to. And on dirt with that much power, a very small and lightweight car. The arrow on the roof and on the nose are there to try and keep that car in the mud as much as possible. We're reaching top speeds of about 120 miles an hour with this car here at Eldora Speedway. So that is actually pretty quick for a little bitty car like that on a zero point 0.4 mile oval. So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to work out for the guys. We have 10 cars in the first heat. Let's bring up the grid here real quickly for you. We have Kelly Admiral on the pole for the first heat. Alongside him will be Thomas McGregor. Then it's Kevin Dick, Brent Just on the second row, Ray Murnau, and Wally Wilson on the third row. Then it's Ernie Ludwig and Brent Forsyth on the fourth row. And the fifth row will be Ronald Just and Brandon Feeney. And that is your 10 cars for the first heat. As said, the heats are going to be 10 green laps, so the yellows will not count during the heat races. There they're rolling out behind the truck, getting on track, and that pickup truck kind of shows you how small these little cars are, with a lot of power, big wheels on the rear end to try to get that power to convert into traction on the dirt. It is not easy to drive this at these speeds. The track is very short. It's very wide, so there's plenty of room for the guys to swing that thing around. But I can guarantee you, it's still going to be close racing. And I'm sure we're going to see some guys doing really well here and handling that car as they should, and some guys having a little bit more trouble as it might be their first time out to try and do something like this. It's Kelly Admiral, your pole sitter, with Thomas McGregor, your championship leader, right alongside him, and Kevin Dick and Brent Just there on the second row. It's Kevin Just in the number 10 car that you see there up close. He's on the bottom side. It's Brent Just in the 16 car on the high side. The truck is in, and we are getting ready to race here. It's Kelly Admiral that picks up the lead, and you can see them sliding sideways, drifting through the turns 2-3 wide. It's Kelly Admiral in the front with Thomas McGregor in second position there. And in third place, it's Kevin Dick in the black number 10 car. It's Wally Wilson running a very, very high line, trying to get some grip in that loose dirt up there. Kelly Admiral in the number 8 car. We know him from his purple liveries. He's doing pretty good here in front, putting a little bit of a distance on Thomas McGregor, running the quickest lap in the process. And it's Kevin Dick in the third spot, right here, fighting the 75 for the number 2 position. Ooh, and he almost gets into Thomas McGregor. He has to throw it sideways to make sure he doesn't take McGregor out there, so he's got a little bit into trouble there. McGregor now a little bit more distance on him in the second position. Wally Wilson still running that high side. He enjoys it up there in the loose dirt, it looks like. And it looks like that's working for him very well there in fourth position. Brent Just is in fifth. It's Ray Murnau in 6th, it's Ernie Ludwig in 7th, Brendan Forsyth in 8th, Ronald Just in 9th, and Brandon Feeney is in the 10th position in the Hot Wheels livery. Kelly Admiral still up here in front, lap 6 already. Thomas McGregor hanging on to that second spot. It looks like he's getting a little bit closer. He's running a little bit lower line than Admiral. Kevin Dick is in third still, and Wally Wilson he was on that higher side a lot, but now it looks like he gets down a little bit further. Brant Just still in fifth position. Kelly Admiral still in the lead here in the number 8 car, and let's take a quick ride with Thomas McGregor. That's what it looks like when you're handling a 360 sprint car on the dirt. It's a lot of steering, counter steering, throttle work, trying to find the grip on the groove that works for you. The shiny part is the slippery part. It's definitely a lot of work for these guys. Let's bring you back out here. That's Thomas McGregor we were looking at. Wally Wilson has picked up third position from Kevin Dick now. Kevin in 4th, Brent Just still in 5th. So let's bring her back here to Wall. Ooh, it looks like somebody's having an issue there. Ooh, and we've already missed the finish here. Those laps are ticking away 14 seconds at the time. So we're looking at the finish here for the first heat. That is your order right here on your screen. Real quick, it's Kelly Admiral, Thomas McGregor, Wally Wilson, your top 3 finishers in the first heat, and that's going to bring us right to the second heat. We're going to look at the grid here real quick. It's Matthew Shirley on the pole position for the second heat, Jeremy Brooks alongside him, Colton Evernham and Carson Nagy on the second row, Brody Crow and Tom Queering on the third row. Then your fourth row is Rob Naismith and Jordan Dalsgaard. Then on the final row, it's David Rockwood in the Limitless Design livery car, and Jordan Berry is your race director. He will not be starting in this race. Cars are lined up here behind the truck, getting ready to roll out for the second heat of the race. Matthew Shirley up top in the number 12 car. It looks like behind him people are getting eager to go. And because of Jordan Berry not starting the iRacing, takes the full time to let the drivers grid up here. And let's see how the guys in the second heat will do. That first heat went very, very smooth, and no yellows, and some good racing there up top. It looked like Kelly Admiral had things under control there. So let's see how Matthew Shirley is going to do here in the number 12 car, and his front wing says it all. He is stoked. Jeremy Brooks alongside him in the 53 car, making the car jump for joy there. Colton Evernham on the inside. I'm sorry, on the outside there. It's Carson Nagy in the 093. That's on the high side, I believe. And let's double check here really quickly how we're doing on connections. We're doing all right. Looks like everybody's getting eager to go and ready to take the start here. There we go. It's Matthew Shirley in the front there with Jeremy Brooks on the high side. And that white car there on the inside, that looked like that is Brody Crow there in the 38. Or in the 88, I'm sorry. He looks like he's running pretty strong, and he wants to mix himself in there. Oh, we have two cars coming together there. That looked like Carson Nagy and Colton Evernham. Matthew Shirley is out in front, and he is being challenged by Jeremy Brooks in the 53 car now on the inside. It looks like Jeremy Brooks takes the lead from him, and Matthew Shirley gets in that loose dirt up top, has to correct a couple times. He got a little bit off balance there. Matthew Shirley in second, hanging on there in front of Brody Crow. In the number 88 car, it looks like the 88 is going a little bit lower than him. Then it's Carson Nagy in the 093, also going quite low here. Also running the race sponsors livery. Colton Evernham is in fifth. It's Jeremy Brooks still in the lead, with Brody Crow now challenging for that second place. Matthew Shirley had a bit of a missed balance there coming off the turn, and Carson Nagy also got around him there, and he picks up third position. So it's Brooks, Crowe, and Nagy, and Matthew Shirley dropping back to the fourth position in front of Colton Evernham. It's Tom Quering in for sixth. Rob Naismith is fighting David Rockwood here for 7th and 8th, and Jordan Dalsgaard in the 9th position. It looks like Brody Crow is running the quickest lap of the race here. He's trying to go after Jeremy Brooks for that lead, and it looks like Jeremy Brooks has about a half a second on him on this short track here, and it looks like he's got stuff under control. If he can make sure he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be okay. Brody Crow seems to be dropping back slightly from him already on lap 9 here, so we're going to pick up the white flag next time by. Let's stay here with your leader, Jeremy Brooks. Brody Crow taking a much lower line there. And there you have your white flag. Jeremy Brooks is in the lead in front of Brody Crow and Carson Nagy a little bit further back now. Matthew Shirley hanging on to that fourth position. And let's bring her back here to the front. Jeremy Brooks brings it back to the checkered flag in first place, followed by Brody Crow, Carson Nagy, Matthew Shirley, Colton Evernham, Tom Quering, Jordan Dalsgaard, and David Rockwood dropped to 8th position. And Rob Naismith is in the 9th position, and it looks like he went out of the race. All right, so let's bring back your results. Heat number 2. There you have them really quickly. Jeremy Brooks, Brody Crow, Carson Nagy is your top 3 finishers, and we are already getting ready to load them up for the consolation race. So let's bring up your grid for that. On the pole position, we have Ernie Ludwig. Alongside him is Tom Quering. Second row, Ray Murnau and Jordan Dalsgaard. Third row, Brendan Forsyth, Rob Naismith. The fourth row is Ronald Just, David Rockwood. And then the fifth row is Brandon Feeney. And once again, Jordan Berry will not be taking the start here for this consolation race. He is your race director tonight. and that means it's going to take a little bit longer for us to get going. iRacing is can't see whether Jordan Berry is actually going to come in or not, so they give him full time to grid up. Ernie Ludwig, you see them there in the front with the number 26 car, and it's Tom Quering in the 46 on that outside there in that red car. The blue car, that is Ernie Ludwig. Then the black car, the 03, that is Ray Murnau. The bright red car there, that's Jordan Dalsgaard. Then we see Rob Naismith, and that is the 71 car. That is the green car. Brandon Forsyth is in the 28 car. That is the red, the orange, and yellow car there. David Rockwood further back in the black car with our race sponsor, Limitless Design. We're proud to bring them along and on board here. We appreciate their support for this race. And it looks like Ronald just is in the pits. Not sure if he'll be taking the start or not. 15 laps for your consolation race. With the 26 of Ernie Ludwig there on your inside. The 46 of Tom Quering on the outside. And we are getting ready to go here. There we go. It's Ernie Ludwig having a good jump on the start here. Taking the middle of the track and washing up a little bit high into the loose dirt, it looks like. He picks up the lead. Ray Murnau has jumped past Tom Quering and picks up second position, and it's Tom Quering on that inside there, struggling a little bit to keep the speed in the turns, it looks like, but he's hanging on to third position pretty good. Then it's Brendan Forsyth in the 28 car that picks up fourth position. Rob Naismith in the 71 is in fifth. Then it's Jordan Dalsgaard, Brandon Feeney, and David Rockwood. Ernie Ludwig is well out in front here, already almost a second out there. And I'm sure Ray Murnau is not going to let that slide all that easy. He's going to come back and try to reel that number 26 in. He's drifting through the middle of the turns here beautifully. He's got that stuff under control pretty good. Tom Quering now in third, but he's got a good distance on Rob Naismith, almost 2 seconds there. Brandon Forsyth is hanging with Naismith pretty good, and Dalsgaard is right along there with him. So Ray Murnau, let's keep an eye on him. If he can close that gap to the 26 of Ernie Ludwig. Doesn't look like it right now, and it looks like Tom Quering is hanging on to that third position. Ooh, we do have a yellow here, and let's see if we can figure out what happened. It's the 28 of Brennan Forsyth getting in trouble here. So let's see if we can find out. Ooh, it's not entirely his own fault. This is a 71 that washed up really high, got two sideways, came down on the track, and the 28 had nowhere to go. It looks like the 28 has gone to the pits. Not sure if he can restart the race. Your standing scrolling here is not significant. That's because the yellow laps aren't counted, and the scoring gets a little bit confused by that. It's Ernie Ludwig still in front. And obviously Ray Murnau gets a lucky break here because he was about a second behind Ernie Ludwig, and now he's right alongside him once again. And the same is true for obviously the whole field, with Tom Quering in third, David Rockwood in a fourth position there. So he made up some spots, 4 spots already in total. Jordan Dalsgaard is in fifth. Ooh, and it looks like somebody is slowing down. That is David Rockwood. So maybe he is being brought back to the place where he really belongs. Not sure what's going on here. I guess that David was not exactly where he had to be. So Ernie Ludwig bringing him up double file once again. We're on lap 6 of 15. And it's Ernie Ludwig on the front there on the inside, and Ray Murnau gets another shot at this. Lucky break for him and for Quering and for all the guys behind him. It's Dalsgaard in fourth. There we go, we're back racing. Ludwig comes off the group very good, throws it in there pretty sideways, and oh, look at him pick up a distance from the rest of the field there. Already almost 3/4 of a second by the time we get back around. It is Tom Queering now in the second position. Ray Murnau did not have the best of starts there. He's on the outside, on the high side, trying to get around Queering, but Queering is hanging on, looks like. Ray Murnau still on the outside. Can he move alongside and pass him? It is pretty tight. Ray Murnau picks up that second position now. Now it's Queering on the higher side and Murnau on the lower side. This is the fight for second position, and it looks like Ernie Ludwig has jumped the field pretty good there with a 2.2 second lead over the rest of them. Tom Queering running really high here, looking for the grip. Ray Murnau still in second. Then in fourth position we have Rob Naismith. In fifth it's Jordan Dalsgaard. He dropped back one position. Brandon Feeney is in sixth, and Rockwood is in seventh. Ernie Ludwig well out in front, over 3 seconds no less on a short track like this. That is like an age. Ray Murnau in second position. It looks like he cleared Tom Queering by now. He's on the highest side there in the loose dirt. It looks like he's looking for grip up there. Tom Queering still in third position, and Rob Naismith still in fourth. And let's see if Ray Murnau can do anything to close that gap to Ludwig, but it's only 2-3 laps to go. And Ludwig is well out in front there with a 3.5 second lead. He's catching up to the tail end of the field already, passing Brandon Forsyth, who gets a lap. He's a lap down now. Ludwig is well out in front, controlling this race. Now passing David Rockwood, who seems to be struggling there a little bit. And Ludwig picking up the white flag already. He's going to bring it home in the first position for this consolation race. There you have him. Ernie Ludwig picks up the win in front of Ray Murnau. And Tom Queering is in third. Rob Naismith in fourth. Jordan Dalsgaard comes home in fifth. Then it's Brandon Feeney in sixth. Rockwood in seventh. Brennan Forsyth is in eighth. And Ronald Just, he did get started in this race. Ooh, don't want to see that happening. All right, so we're going into some warm-up practicing here. About 5 minutes to go for that. The drivers that have been sitting still get a chance to warm themselves back up again for the race. And meanwhile, we are going to show you the results for the consolation race. It's Ernie Ludwig coming home the winner, and then Ray Murnau, Tom Queering, Rob Naismith, Jordan Dalsgaard, Brandon Feeney, David Rockwood, Brendan Forsyth, Ronald Just, and Jordan Berry did not take the start. So that gives us a few moments to catch our breath here and watch the cars go around here warming themselves up for the race. We have, I believe, 19 starters for this race. It's going to be a 50-lap feature. The setup for this race is fixed like it always is at Saskatchewan Stock Car Championship races. They do get one fast repair. That means that if they run into problems and sustain damage, they get to go to the pits and have that repaired to get a complete reset of the car except for tires and fuel. That gives them another shot at doing well in the race, obviously. So that's about it for the information that we can give you on this race. One fast repair and a fixed setup means that they cannot alter the wings or the suspensions or anything like that. They can play a little bit, I believe, with the brake bias and the steering ratios, but that is about it. So let's take another quick look at your race information. The Eldora Speedway is 0.44 mile long. We have a temperature of 77 degrees, 57% relative humidity under a clear sky and no winds, so pretty much ideal conditions for racing here. And once again, we acknowledge and thank our sponsor for this race, Limitless Design. You will see them on the cars, on several cars, I believe. David Rockwood is one of them. He is running in their colors tonight. There you have him, Limitless Design. Their sponsorship and support for this series is much appreciated. And you can see there coming off the turn, some of those guys have a little bit of problem trying to get it all straightened out. They wiggle a little bit, and that is pretty costly. You want to be in a nice drift. You want that angle to be the same throughout the turn. That would be ideal. And you can try to do that to work with both the steering and the throttle to keep it in that correct angle, as you would call it. And if you get too sideways, you will lose too much speed, obviously. If you don't get sideways enough, you drift up way too high, and you're going to have to get off the gas and steer more anyway. So it's a very tricky balance of handling your car. And obviously the surface is going to change constantly. It's dirt. It's loose up top there. You see the cars throwing all that dirt to the top there, creating somewhat of a loose dirt cushion. Ooh, there we see Kelly Admiral getting in trouble here. And that is part of short track racing as well. Jeremy Brooks is showing us how it's done here. That looks like he's got that really well under control. That's a very slight drifting angle. You don't see a whole lot of movement in that car. That is how you get fast. Let's quickly ride along with him. There you see it, how that works. If you just get it in that angle, work the gas a little bit, and keep it going like that. That's how you try to be fast. That looks very, very smooth what he's doing there. Let's take another look here at somebody. That's Colton Evernham. And then you see Colton having it going a little bit too sideways. Then you see a lot of movement in those front wheels trying to get that car the way he wants to have it. And then he gets a little bit too high in the loose dirt, too sideways, and you see the other car gaining on him right away. So that makes it a lot slower. Once you get that car too sideways, you really have to get off the gas and try to get it heading in the right direction once again. And let's take a look here at Kevin Dick in the number 10 car. Oops, there we have our warm-up. So that means we're going to bring it to the feature here with 18 starters on the track right now. And on pole position, we're going to be seeing Kelly Admiral. And alongside him, it will be Jeremy Brooks. On the second row, it will be championship leader Thomas McGregor and Brody Crow. Then on the third row, it'll be Wally Wilson and Carson Nagy. Kevin Dick and Matthew Shirley are on the fourth row. On the fourth row. The fifth row is for Brent Just and Colton Evernham. The sixth row is for Ernie Ludwig and Ray Murnau. Then we go to the seventh row with Tom Queering and Rob Naismith, Jordan Dalsgaard and Brandon Feeney on the 8th row, and the final row, the 9th row, is for David Rockwood and Brandon Forsyth. So 18 cars on the grid here tonight, and we're looking forward to 50 laps of racing, and obviously now the yellow flags will count, so cars are ready here in the pit lane. Whoa! We have a major sound issue here, it looks like. Not sure what that was. If that was fireworks, then iRacing needs to work on the sound balance a little bit. There you see him from the sky, the Goodyear blimp, always here at racing events. It is Kelly Admiral on the pole position in the purple car. the color that we always see him in this championship. That makes it easy for us to recognize him, and he spends a lot of time there in the front part of the pack. I can tell you that. So Kelly Admiral, we saw him running a very good heat race, and we'll be looking for him to be a factor in this race for sure. There we go. The green flag is out. Kelly Admiral and Jeremy Brooks on the front there. It looks like Kelly Admiral already picks up that lead right away. Right behind them, they're going 3 wide. A big pack of cars here. That is Brody Crow you're looking at, the 88. Let's bring that wide, a little wider angle here. You can see the entire pack sideways going through those turns. It's Kelly Admiral still in the front. We see some slower cars already coming down that they're lapping already. I'm not sure why that is. Something may have happened. There is a yellow flag out, so let's see if we can find out what happened here. That is the 28 of Brendan Forsyth. Let's see if we can bring back what happened. That's Rockwood in front of him, I believe. There you have him. It's Rockwood getting a little... Oh, he taps the inside wall. He collects... that is Jordan Dalsgaard, and then it looks like I couldn't see who the other car was that he caught up there with. Let's bring, that is the 28 of Brendan Forsyth. So let's take a look at that again. He gets into the wall because he's too sideways, goes down too far. He collects Dalsgaard and Brendan Forsyth. And that brings the pack right back together here with Kelly Admiral still in front and Jeremy Brooks alongside him. It's Brody Crow now in the 88 car that is in the 3rd spot. Carson Nagy is on the outside of row 2. Thomas McGregor is in 5th, and it's Kevin Dick in 6th. Then Matthew Shirley in the number 12 car is in 7th. Brent Just in 8th. Tom Quering is in 9th, and it's Ernie Ludwig in the number 26 car that is in the 10th position. Nicely lined up again. The pace truck is going in. We're going back to green flag racing. Kelly Admiral hits the gas early once again. It's Jeremy Brooks in the 2nd spot, and it looks like Brody Crow is trying to get underneath him there. The cars behind him, that's Nagy, Thomas McGregor, and Kevin Dick closely together there. It's Kelly Admiral still in the front with Jeremy Brooks in 2nd. They're running that higher line, trying to be very smooth, and they're doing a good job at it. It's Brody Crow in the 3rd position in the 88 car. Looking to get... he got a little bit sideways, and that means that Carson Nagy gets by him. And it looks like Jeremy Brooks is challenging Admiral there for the lead, coming to his inside now. They're doing this really, really smooth, it looks to me. Kelly Admiral and Jeremy Brooks leading the pack here. It's Carson Nagy also doing a very good job at being extremely smooth through these turns. He runs the fastest lap of the race currently, and he is in the 3rd position in that black 093 car with Brody Crow now in 4th. It looks like he's having a little bit more trouble now, and he is being attacked by Thomas McGregor and Kevin Dick. There you see Thomas McGregor in the 75 car. He's being passed now on the outside by Kevin Dick. So that means Kevin picks up the 5th position. Let's check up on your leaders here. Kelly Admiral still in front. Jeremy Brooks still in 2nd. Then it's Carson Nagy in the black car in the 093 on the high side. Looks like he's got good grip right there on that high side. It's Brody Crow in 4th, and we have another yellow. There has been something in the back of the pack, it looks like. Let me see. That looked like Matthew Shirley. Let's bring that back here for you. There you have him, the number 12. He gets too high. He taps that outside wall once, twice, 3 times, and then he can't save it, turns it around, and collects one other driver there in the process as well. Not sure how much damage these cars can take. I personally have never driven them, and looks like they are getting together coming in the pits as well. Let's bring that back for you. The pit entry is pretty. Ooh, it looks like, yeah, they're getting. It's a pretty tight entry with those water barrels there, and you got to be a little careful coming in. It looks like Matthew Shirley in the pits. It's David Rockwood in the pits, and he's back out. He picked up that faster pair, no doubt. So luckily they can get going again and try it again. And let's bring you back live here. We're still behind the pace car. It's Cali Admiral still in front with Jeremy Brooks alongside. Carson Nagy is in third, Brody Crow in fourth, Kevin Dick in fifth, and Thomas McGregor in the sixth position. Then in seventh we have Wally Wilson. Eighth it's Brant Just. Ninth is Ernie Ludwig, and then 10th it's Ray Murnau. And it's a big pack of cars for a short track like this. And let's widen up that angle a little bit. The pace car's going in. There you have him. We're getting racy. It looks like Kelly Admiral once again picks up that lead in front of Jeremy Brooks. And then behind him there, it's Carson Nagy in third. It's Brody and Kevin Dick, Thomas McGregor fighting there in that middle part here. Looks like McGregor is right behind the 88 of Brody Crow now. It's Carson Nagy in the third position. Wally Wilson has passed Kevin Dick, it looks like, for sixth position. Ooh, we have another one. That looked like Ray Murnau getting in trouble there. Let's bring that back. Ray Murnau getting in trouble here, collecting. Ooh, that looks like Rob Naismith that he got into. And he himself is getting the worst end of this. Let me see if we got him back underway. He's in the pits, so it looked like he took a tow into the pits, and we'll have to wait and see if he comes back out again. One of the top drivers in the championship as well, Ray Murnau, and unfortunately he is not rolling at this point. Still standing still in the pit, so we'll have to wait and see. That tow may take a little bit. iRacing calculates time for that. It looks like the 28 is getting the wave around. That is Brandon Forsyth. There you have him. He gets to go to the back of the pack. Cali Admiral still in front. Jeremy Brooks alongside him. Carson Nagy hangs on to that third spot. It's Brody Crow in the 88 in fourth. And it looks like we have Thomas McGregor in fifth and Wally Wilson in sixth. And behind them it's Kevin Dick and Brent Just, Tom Quering and Ernie Ludwig. Paced car is going to the pit lane, so we're going to go racing once again. Cali Admiral jumps a bit of a jump on the group there. Carson Nagy challenging Jeremy Brooks for that second position right away. It is also Thomas McGregor you see there on that lower side trying to get underneath everybody. I do believe that is him. Yes, indeed, with the big red dot on the wing. He is now picking up fourth position in front, and Brody Crow is having none of it, and looks like we have another yellow, a big pile up here. That is David Rockwood on his side there. Let's bring that back and see what happens. It is actually the 4, if I see that correctly. Not really sure who that was. Let me see if I can find that somewhere for you. Oops, going too far back now. I can't find who that is. It looked like the 4. I saw a 4, but I'm not sure if that was a correct number, to be honest with you. That is him. That is him. It's a 5th. It's the 5. So let's take it back and see what happened to the 5. There you have it. Let's bring her back. He's on the bottom. He's very sideways. He has to correct a couple of times, two sideways, and then it looks like Rockwood just can't avoid running into him, and that is it shows 5. That's my confusion. It shows 48 on the car, and it shows 5 in scoring. So, but there you have it. Colton Evernham. It was basically the one that got two sideways, and Rockwood could not avoid him anymore. All right, they're lining them up already. Things are going quick around here. And it's still Admiral in front with Brooks in second. It looks like Jordan Dalsgaard and David Rockwood are still in the pits. And Ray Murnau is running again. There we have the green flag. The entire field coming through the turn here. Looks like Brody Crow lucked out a little bit there on the inside, dropping back to fourth. And once again, we didn't even get a lap of racing in. There you have it. That looks like Brandon Feeney that got together there with Tom Queering. Let's bring it back and see what happens here. This is on the restart. It's Queering in the number 46 car. And it looks like the 71 is just getting into him there in the entry of the turn. Let's see that once again. The 71, that is Rob Naismith, and it looks like he's just a little bit late getting into the turn and collects Tom Queering, who was already coming down. So unfortunate for both of them. Hopefully they can get stuff sorted out in the pit lane. Tom Queering in the pits. Hopefully he still has that fast repair, and he might hopefully be on his way again. The 38 there, that is Brandon Feeney in the Hot Wheels car. He is currently shown in 13th position, and I'm sure that he'll get waved around the pace car. There we go. And the guys are going to line them up already. The pace car lights are out, so we're going to go racing fairly quickly here. They don't run a lot of yellow laps. That's good. We're already on lap 29 of 50. Kelly Admiral, Jeremy Brooks, Carson Nagy, the top 3 there, still in the front of the pack, with Brody Crow in 4th, Thomas McGregor in 5th. There we go. Kelly Admiral gets a bit of a jump on the field there. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful. That is a beautiful sight, though. All these cars going sideways through the turns. There you have it. Kelly Admiral and Jeremy Brooks. It's now Brody Crow in 3rd, and we have another yellow. That is Wally Wilson getting in trouble. Let's bring that up a little bit closer and see if we can figure out what exactly happened to him. There you have it. Bring it back one more time. Ooh, he gets run into and then loses his balance completely. That's actually not him that causes everything. It's somebody else washing up into him. Let's see if we can bring that up a little bit closer. That is the 93, and that is, some of these guys don't run the correct numbers, and that's a little, that was Carson Nagy. What was he doing back there? No, that is it, and it looks like the Wally Wilson was running up there in the front as well and got collected by the 093 of Carson Nagy. So unfortunate for both of them. It's a little tough to find these incidents in a big field like this when it's going this quick, but we'll get it figured out. And meanwhile, of course, we still have the guys lining up side by side already here, and it's Kelly Admiral, Jeremy Brooks, Brody Crow, Thomas McGregor now in 4th. He's taken advantage of that incident, and it's once again Kelly Admiral that jumps into the lead at the start, as he does all the time. Jeremy Brooks still in 2nd. Now it's Thomas McGregor in the 75 that is in the 3rd position. Brody Crow in 4th, and Kevin Dick right there on his tail in 5th. And we have somebody going down there. That looked like Thomas McGregor was going down very low. He hangs on to that 3rd position, though. Now he's staying a little bit higher, and he does this. Ooh, we have another one. That looks like Rockwood. He gets 2 sideways, and he can't help running into the 71 of Rob Naismith. Unfortunate. It's not easy to it's not easy to get this right. I'm fairly sure of that. So you can see that some of the guys that are not used to doing this all the time, they get in trouble. And like I said before, if you get it too sideways, you just lose so much speed. You either have to let go of the throttle to straighten it out, or you go down on the track so far that you know, somebody that's already there's just no place to go. So it looks like the 28 is once again getting that wave around. Getting ready to go. Let me see what position the 28 is in. That's Brendan Forsyth in 13th, so he gets to come back around to the back of the pack there. It's Ray Murnau shown a few laps down here in 14th, but at least he's still running. And David Rockwood is still sitting in the pits. I'm not sure if we're going to see him moving again. May have collected too much damage there. Already probably used his fast repair. And once again, ready to go. Kelly Admiral is very good at those restarts. He times it very nicely, and he is very smooth from the get-go. He picks up that lead fairly easily, it looks like. There you have him, already in the front. Once again, it looks like Thomas McGregor staying on that lower side there, getting a little bit off balance, but he keeps it in front of the 88 of Brody Crow. Brody Crow now trying to get underneath him, not close enough. Then they're all trying to stay on that higher side. It looks like there's more grip on that higher side, a little bit more momentum coming off the turn. And we once again have a yellow flag. And it looks like Colton Avernham in that 48 car is once again in trouble. 69 barely avoids him. Luckily he doesn't collect anybody else. It's just a somersault on his own. Alright, back behind the pace car with Kelly Admiral still looking at the back end of that Chevy truck. Jeremy Brooks in 2nd, Thomas McGregor in 3rd, Brody Crow in 4th, Kevin Dick is hanging on to 5th, Ernie Ludwig is doing some good business, he's now in 6th, Brant Just in 7th, and Matthew Shirley in 8th. Carson Nagy has worked his way back up a little bit, I believe, to 9th. And Brandon Feeney is your top 10 driver there. Nine laps to go, 8 when we get the green flag, I'm sure. Lights on the truck are out. So it'll actually be 7 laps to go when we go green. Kelly Admiral, your leader. Pretty solid in this race. He knows how to get it going, and he knows how to stay in front. And it looks like he's got this stuff figured out. Once again, Kelly Admiral. Ooh, now it's Kelly Admiral getting in trouble there, hitting the wall on the outside. That brings Thomas Brooks and Thomas McGregor right behind him. It's Thomas McGregor picking up the lead on the inside there, and it's Jeremy Brooks on the high side. Kelly Admiral clearly in trouble a little bit now. Jeremy Brooks picks up the lead on the high side. He is still in first position. It's Thomas McGregor now in second on the inside, and it's Kelly Admiral hanging on to the third spot. Once again, another yellow flag. It's David Rockwood Let's see if we can find out what happened. He gets it wrong again, and he has to overcorrect, and then he collects. Who is that? That was Brandon Feeney running into him, couldn't avoid. And you can see these cars just do not want to turn right very nicely. They're just not set up for right turns whatsoever. Alright, so it's Jeremy Brooks now that is your leader. And that is the first time we're calling out another name in that in that lead position. Thomas McGregor is in second. It's Kelly Admiral in third. He got into a little bit of trouble on that last stint there on the high side, rubbing against the wall and almost flipping it over even when the wheels were climbing into that wall. Brody Crow is still in that front pack here in fourth position. He's doing a good job. Ernie Ludwig in the 26th, now in 5th. Carson Nagy worked his way back already in those few green laps that we had from 9th to 6th. So he's doing well. And Kevin Dick is in 8th position now. And we got them lined back up for you. We have 2 more laps to go when we get the green flag. There you have it. Jeremy Brooks hits the gas early. Ooh, and it looks like Kelly Admiral gets it in trouble, gets it wrong once again. Coming off that start in 3rd position is not a place where he's used to being. He got major trouble, and he drops back to 6th, I believe. There you have it. He gets in trouble, and then it's what is that? It's Ernie Ludwig also getting in trouble. I believe that's Ernie Ludwig. Yes, it is. Let's bring that back up and bring it back up a little bit closer for you. This is on the restart. You'll see the 8 getting in trouble a little bit too sideways coming off the start. And then it's the 26 getting a tap from another car that brings him to the inside, and that brings out your caution. Alright, we're going to try this again with a green-white checkered. 2 laps of racing to decide this race. It looks like Ludwig is there waiting to get waved around past the pace truck. It's Jeremy Brooks and Thomas McGregor. And the other car you see there in front of your leader, that is Rob Naismith in the 71. He's also a lap down, or almost a lap down, I should say. So he's going to get the wave around as well, and we're going to line him up once again. That's Jeremy Brooks and Thomas McGregor on your front row. Then it's Carson Nagy. He's right back there in the 3rd position, and he's alongside Brody Crow in the 2nd row. Then it's Kelly Admiral and Kevin Dick on the 3rd row. So let's see how they do this time here. Bring up the wide angle, make sure we catch it all. There we go, it's Jeremy Brooks. This time Admiral has a good start. Oh, he gets a little bit in trouble there. It's Kevin Dick has worked his way. Ooh, we have another yellow. Wally Wilson getting in trouble here. Let's bring that back. Bit further back. He taps the 46, and then he runs into the 028, and he taps the 46 again, and turns it around, and Dalsgaard can't avoid him either. So that was a bit messy, I think. But he's still running. Let's see, Carson Nagy went into the pits. Looks like we're getting more fireworks. I will say iRacing's got that pretty loud. Oh, we finished the race. I guess we're only doing one attempt of a green-white checkered. Alright, that means it's Jeremy Brooks picking up the win here in front of Thomas McGregor and Kevin Dick and Brody Crow, Brent Just, Kelly Admiral, Brandon Feeney, Matthew Shirley, and Brennan Forsyth. And Ernie Ludwig is your top 10 finisher. All right, try to do donuts on a car that doesn't want to turn to the right. That's not going to work. There are your feature results, your top three drivers. Let's show those top three drivers here first. That's Jeremy Brooks, Thomas McGregor, and Kevin Dick. They are out there. They are your top three finishers here tonight. So let's bring that back out for you, and let's. There you have it, folks. Jeremy Brooks picks up that win. It's Thomas McGregor. Now he's turning donuts. There you have it. All right, Jeremy Brooks, your winner. Second place, Thomas McGregor, your championship leader, has a good strong finish here. Then it's third place, Kevin Dick, and I don't know where he came from, but he was a little bit further behind on the restart, on that final restart, and he brings it home in third, so that's pretty good. Then it's Brody Crow in fourth. He was running strong all race long, stayed out of trouble, and although maybe not strong enough for the lead, but he was strong all race long. So Brent just in fifth position. That's a good finish for him. Kelly Admiral brings it home in sixth. A little bit unfortunate for him because he was looking really strong all race long until the end when Jeremy Brooks took over and he made a little mistake. Brandon Feeney in seventh, Matthew Shirley in eighth, Brendan Forsyth is your ninth place finisher, Ernie Ludwig in 10th, 11th is Carson Nagy, then it's Wally Wilson, Colton Ehrenham, Tom Quering, Jordan Dalsgaard, and Rob Naismith, Ray Murnau, and David Rockwood. So there you have it. Let's see if we can talk to Jeremy Brooks if he is here. I don't see anybody really except for Ernie Ludwig. Kevin Dick is there. Let's bring up your race director here. Hey Jordan, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
I got a copy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. The finish was a little bit. I was a little bit caught off guard there. Did you only do one green-white checkered attempt?
Yeah, I only want a green-white checkered. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of caught me off guard. Normal, a lot of leagues do two attempts of that. So
No, we only do one, just to make it simple and easy, and not be running all night, especially on those longer tracks that have long pace laps.
yeah, I will say the yellows, they keep the yellows really short on these dirt tracks, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They spin them pretty quick because there's not much for pitting allowed unless you're making repairs.
So what do you think of the race?
The heats were awesome. The LCQ was pretty good. Um, the feature, I wouldn't write home about it, but it's tough when we had guys, putting fast guys to the back, and they're trying to come through the field, and patience was not a virtue tonight. So you put all those things together, and that's kind of what you get at the end. And I know from an admin standpoint, I can't imagine that's a lot of fun for the drivers. So luckily it's our last dirt race, and we got one more, and we'll reevaluate the schedule, which we'll probably have a new schedule out for announced for next week, I'm guessing, or at least something tentative. So we'll take 1 week off and probably get back at it if everyone's game for it.
All right, sounds great to me. Next week we're going to the Five Flags Speedway. I didn't check what car we're going to run there.
Sorry, I believe we're doing the super late model. Basically, Five Flags is where they run one of the biggest, if not the biggest, super late model race in the Snowball Derby every year. I don't know how many cars would try and make it for the Snowball Derby, but I think it's in the hundreds. And so we're just going to kind of try and simulate something similar to that. Should be a good time. Five Flags is it's a tight track, but there's room, so I'm hoping that we can see some positive racing.
Sounds good to me. That's what we like the best. If there's room to race, then it's always going to be good. So yeah, that sounds good. Good. I've never heard of that snowball race, to be honest with you, but I know Five Flags. I've been there a couple times myself, so that's a cool track to run on. Absolutely. All right, Jordan. Thanks very much. We'll see you again next week for that final round of your current championship. And we're going to finish that stuff up next week.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks again for the broadcast, and we'll catch up to you next week.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you then. All right, folks, that'll do it for tonight. Your Jeremy Brooks, Thomas McGregor, Kevin Dick, your top three finishers here at Eldora Speedway in the sprint cars on dirt. You heard the race director talk a little bit about, and I totally agree with him, the heats and the consolation race looked like the guys had a little bit more patience there. And in the feature, we saw quite a few yellows. It is difficult for these guys, especially if you're not used to running these high power cars on dirt. I'm not gonna complain about people making a mess of it because it's not easy, and I probably would be in the back end doing the same bad stuff as some of the guys. This is not easy to do, especially these high-powered 360 sprint cars. So it looked like up front there was a good battle for the green laps that we had. Kelly Admiral ran pretty strong, made one little mistake that helped Jeremy Brooks and Thomas McGregor come back at him. And then in the final stages of the race, Kevin Dick came on very strong to pick up that third position. So next week, as said, we're going to go to Five Flags Speedway. We're going to finish up our first Saskatchewan Stock Car Championship. It's been a lot of fun, and we hope that the next season is going to be the same way. And we hope to see you next week for the finale of this championship at Five Flags Speedway. Once again, we want to acknowledge and thank our sponsor, Limitless Designs, for their support of this race. And it is highly appreciated by organizers, drivers, and broadcaster alike. So hopefully next week at Five Flags we'll see you back again for the season finale.